All right.
Ooh.
And there she is. Getting an ad.
Yeah.
Ooh, mid-century modern.
Oh, and the camera is not in focus. Degenerates like you belong on Eons of Battle. Come
That's
on,
good.
camera. You got this.
Hey, Joey Flores. Hey, Craig Turpin.
Ooh, it looks really good on the camera, and it looks decent on screen.
It looks good.
It looks like the auto focusing isn't amazing on models that are like an inch and a half tall.
That makes
I
sense.
wonder why. It's like it somehow it can't figure out how to focus on the smallest thing in frame.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should throw it out.
Yes. What's the worst streaming software we can use? We should try that one next.
Stream RS.
Katie and Degenerate reporting in. Joey Flores. Craig Turpin. Lucky Bat.
More like Lucky Rat.
Mm-hmm. So I listened to about 6 hours of the Indominus audiobook today, and you know what? It's not bad. It's not bad. It's got some really neat stuff in it. A lot of it is from the Necron's point of view, which is pretty cool.
Is it written in Necron?
No, it's just in English. But there's a really cool part where from the perspective of the Ophidian Destroyer Lord, when he was still a Necrotire, him going through biotransference into the Necron bodies, and it's like really cool because like he and his family are like they're just on the border of him being important enough to be like a leader of the Necron.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's comforting his children, and he's like, it's not gonna hurt at all, kid. It's gonna be great. And then they go in, and like it's unbearable pain, and he becomes a lord, but his family are just warriors, and that like fills him with rage, and that rage lasts, a couple million years.
Yeah, I've driven in California before too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would I like it?
No. I mean, it's a story set in the 40K universe.
That was a callback.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
But I'm really enjoying it. It's got some neat stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
You get a little insight into these new units. I think I have an hour and a half left.
Driving in California, the worst thing. Well, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, driving in Florida. I've never driven in Florida.
With all the old people in Camaros.
Yeah.
Ooh, also, you know what I did today was I went to
You took a shower for the first time in 5 months.
the local comic book shop and the local not the Games Workshop, but the Warhammer store, or not the Warhammer store, the gaming store in Gray's Lake to see because I was trying to track down this paint.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get my hands on it. Nowhere sells it.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Vallejo fluorescence.
Ah, yeah. Was the gaming store in Grays Lake neat?
It wasn't bad. They had like you remember Unique Games and Gifts.
Oh, I remember that.
They have probably about half the inventory.
Ah.
But it's fine-ish.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
It is what it is. I understand why they don't want to carry too much product on the shelves.
Do you think they do a lot of online business?
I don't know. I don't know
hope
if they
so.
have an online thing. You know what you never want to hear, though, is we can order that for you.
Is that what they were saying?
No, well, they didn't know, but that's presumably that. Actually, I did hear them say that once about somebody was trying to buy a Grey Knight. Like I can order it for me, but also I was hoping to get to chit chat with the owner, but somebody was in there for 30 minutes trying to buy some card boxes. And he couldn't quite decide how many he needed flat and how many he needed put together.
What?
It was insanity. I think he said something like he was traveling, and so he wanted some flat, and so the owner was like, yeah, sure, I got him flat. And then but he didn't only want flat boxes. He wanted some put together, and the owner was trying to show him, like, you just fold it, like, in 4 places, and it's done. And then he bought, like, $180 of Magic cards.
Jesus.
Very, very interesting.
Hey, duck off like a flame.
Although they do have GW stuff at 15% off.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it might be worth ordering. I guess
that's
you could
true.
order it somewhere online. But
Yeah.
I guess if you lived across the street, maybe that would be fine.
I mean, what is it, a 10-minute drive, maybe?
Maybe?
It's not a bad drive, though. Straight all the way and then one left turn.
Oh my god, that left turn, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get store reward points or loyalty reward points or digital points, pamphlets. Do they have that there?
They do. They every $10 you spend, you get like 100 reward points, and for whatever 10 times 100 reward points are is 10% off of a purchase.
Perfect.
Which is, I mean, it could be worth it if you're getting like a start collecting or something.
Yeah.
15 off plus 10% off.
Yeah, 25% off is pretty good.
Too bad card sleeve guy was in there, or card box guy was in there for so long. I just left.
Yeah. Where is he going?
Potentially, he might have his own store. Or he just owns... Because I think they said something like each box holds like 1,500 cards.
Interesting.
Which is like a deck of cards.
Yeah.
So like multiply that
52.
by like... Yeah. But like, they're like a deck... What is a deck of cards? Like...
52.
Half an inch, 3/4 of an inch.
Probably, yeah.
This box could probably hold almost 100 of those. And he bought 8 of them. So he presumably has a couple of Magic cards.
Are they nice boxes?
No, they're just cardboard. It's what baseball collectors
get it.
have.
Oh. Interesting.
I hate points crap. Just tell me the percentage or monies. Don't waste my time. I think Walgreens is moving to that.
Yeah.
They're moving to you have X amount of dollars on your account.
Yeah, I like that.
Hmm? Maybe he's trying to be one of those weird investors who gets into magic cards to try and make money. Probably. I mean, he looks the part.
Was it Brian? The guy looked like Brian.
No.
Hmm.
He was one of the he was a skinny nerd, not a fat nerd.
Oh, okay. Did he look like me?
A little. He had a black leather jacket and he was wearing a bandana for a mask. So you know he's cool.
Yeah, it's a rebel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I went there. There's like a store near Unique Games.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the new one's called, but there's a store that sells like model kits and stuff. And I went in there, and it just smells like cigarettes.
Yeah.
Just
We've been there.
yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have much. I think it's if you really are into like RC cars, that's the place.
Can't believe that even
Yeah.
exists.
Holy moly! I walked in, and just the smell of cigarettes is overwhelming.
Mm. Do they sell cigarettes there too?
Probably. I mean, you can probably bum one off the owner. I have a bunch of magic cards I cut up to make terrain. Neat.
And they're all rare.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Drokel, I have probably 6 boxes that hold 3,200 cards each of Magic the Gathering cards, but I don't tend to offload my commons, so I mostly still have every card I ever bought.
Wow.
I know not too long ago, I was looking at Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards are like, it's worthless or it's worth money. I don't think they should be worth any money because it's goddamn Yu-Gi-Oh, but like at least Magic the Gathering is like good. Presumably, I've never played it.
I mean, you might be starting a war with
That's
saying that.
I don't think there's a lot of diehard. Well, there are some diehard Yu-Gi-Oh people, but there's like 8, so I'm not that worried. I think I can take all 8 of them.
Daka Flocka Flame got the Scales 75 fluorescent paints.
Ah. Yeah, I need some fluorescents.
And then, but I haven't really figured them out yet. Speaking of that,
sometimes I feel FOMO for not getting into Magic. Then I realize I'd probably go broke adding another hobby to my existing ones I neglect. Yeah, that's the thing. You can have a couple of hobbies or Warhammer.
We're bringing sexy back. Yeah. It's my favorite songs.
I feel like TCG. What's a TCG? I see that all the time. True crime gangster.
I think you nailed it.
Taco cat gotcha. Too cool garnish.
I mean, you're getting it all.
All right, a transition to mostly digital. I just want my little plastic men to have something nice to look at. Trading card game. Okay. That makes sense.
Your guesses were good, though, too. Don't feel bad about those guesses.
Mm-hmm. Is there a lot of trading that happens? Or is that just like on the playground? People trade.
I mean, they trade for money.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. I mean, technically, everything is a trade that way. I'll trade you $20 for gas.
Mm-hmm.
The other term commonly used is CCG for collectible card game. When does something need a abbreviation?
When you want to gatekeep. That's what I believe.
Wizards of the Coast makes everything they touch interesting. Games Workshop needs to start releasing overpriced, well, you got you covered there, branded exercise and house cleaning equipment, then that my pathetic fanboy brain will convince myself to actually buy and use their stuff. Ah yes, the Adeptus Mechanicus broom, the Sisters of Battle coffee pot. I don't know, EOB, when are abbreviations needed?
Looks like we got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we're gatekeeping.
Yes.
We want less people.
We
to
do.
Watch our videos.
Far too many people are watching. Sisters of Battle Pilates. Brewing coffee with righteous fervor. All right, now to dot the I's. This oughta, this oughta work great.
You dot your I's, you cross your T's.
Cash S. Waza.
Hey.
I was so into my audiobook today, I actually built my Sop Deck Destroyers from Indominus.
Wow.
I also wanted to try out Crackle Medium.
So they brainwashed you.
They did brainwash me.
Because that's what those books are.
I mean, I bought the models before the book.
No.
So if anything, the models brainwashed me to read the book.
Either way, it's a wash.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Null Oil or Urgrax.
What's the purple one called?
Drukari Violet?
Yep. That one.
Yep.
What about an extra D?
I think anyone following along would die. But it could be, I think anyone following along would died.
Ah.
Sometimes, yeah, you don't want to add that extra D to die. Agrax for life.
So you're using Crackle Medium?
Mm-hmm. GW Crackle Medium.
Oh.
And so I tried just putting it on bare plastic, covering the model in Elmer's glue, and then applying it, and then priming the model, and then putting on the crackle medium. I think bare plastic looks the best, but it's pretty darn fragile because there's not a lot holding the medium on. Priming is kind of interesting. I think the added grit of the prime makes it so that only the biggest cracks form, which also looks pretty good. And then the PVA was very weird. The white Elmer's glue. It made it so that it didn't develop any big cracks, just tons and tons and tons of little cracks.
Interesting. And where are you applying this?
All over the
All
destroyers, because they're deranged. So I want them to look like they don't quite take care of themselves. Duncan Roadshade. And I was preparing some pieces of terrain for an upcoming video, and so I was following along with. I wish I could remember his name. There's someone who paints in the grim dark style, and they showed putting crackle medium and texture paste onto like the walls of some GW terrain, and it looked really good. So I'm trying to replicate that, but that's not the video. That's just the video is going to be about pigments.
Grimathan Darkness. I believe it's how it's pronounced in 40K.
Oh my god, deposit paint. Just trying to paint an eyeball. I used golden crackle paste on bases the other day over primer, and I mostly got big cracks. Yeah, it seems like the more grit the paint has to hold on to, the less you get the small cracks, and the more you just get the big fat cracks. Blanchitsu. It was not Blanchitsu. What is golden crackle paste? Daka Flame? Is that a brand or a particular thing? Because the GW crackle paste is decent, but I could be on the lookout for something else.
Did you pick that up today?
No, I bought it a while ago. I just haven't really got a chance to.
Did you buy stuff for your secret kill team?
That's not what the crackle is for, or is it?
I know. Ooh. Guess we'll never know.
Oh my god, put down paint. But not that much paint. Golden crackle paste is PP. You know, if it worked, it's a brand you can get from art and hobby stores. Comes in way bigger bottles than the Games Workshop stuff. I bought some art brand crackle paste, and it sucked. Like it cracked, and then literally the flakes just fell off of the model.
Was it Crapple Barrel?
It was not Crackle Barrel.
Was it Crapple Barrel?
It might have been Crapple Barrel.
Crab Apple Barrel? We had a crab apple tree in our house growing up. In our house. At our house.
I got the Mordaunt Earth Crackle, and it doesn't work as well as I hoped. Is that a GW one? I got the Tan GW Crackle.
You don't know it by name?
I've also tried the Folk Art Crackle Medium, but the effect is almost entirely 2D. Was it Cracker Barrel? It was Cracker Barrel. It came with a side of pancakes and grits. What other miniatures will you paint soon? I'm not sure. But if you want to say in what I paint, you could always subscribe to our Patreon, and our Patreons select the models I paint.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you'd think he has small eyes or something. I mean, he doesn't really have eyes, he just has
The hills have eyes.
Dents in his face where eyes are.
Don't we all?
Actually, Craig Turpin picks, and we all just give ourselves the illusion of choice. Well, once again, you guys pick, and then your pick goes to the electorate, and then the electorate picks.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a system that was written a few hundred years ago, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we wrote it with a feather, so you know it's legit. What if all current laws had to be written with a feather?
Well, with the way that the world is, I'm sure that's how it is.
That's true.
Feels like it sometimes.
It's Black Crackle Mordian Earth. Got it to use for some bases, but the crackle effect were very minimal, despite putting a fair amount on interesting. I'm having decent success with the Citadel Agrellan Earth, but it is random. You don't have super fine control, which is not. I mean, you know, with models you kind of want perfect control, but it's also like not something that you can fake. Like it's really hard to fake that kind of crackle. Do I build paint Gundam? I do not, but I practically do. I mean, are there huge differences between a Gundam kit and a 40k kit?
Probably the Gundam part.
Yeah, that. Some mini eyes are just sculpted impossibly. I usually just say, well, you can't see the one that see that one's eyes because he's squinting. Jay has a secret Gundam kill team. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. Often I don't paint eyes. Often I do just to give myself some more practice at it. But realistically, like if you look at a picture of like a crowd, how many eyes can you pick out? Those are one of those fine details that kind of vanish with distance.
Mm-hmm. I look at everything from 100 feet away. That's how everything looks the best.
TK's 3D prints. Hello, everyone.
Hey, hey.
Are you 3D printing something?
Better be. Zerg619 is here.
Zergalurga ding dong.
Exactly.
Zerg is your name from StarCraft? Because it'd be really funny if it wasn't. Like, what the fuck is StarCraft? Why does everyone keep saying that?
I started to actually paint a model last
Ooh.
night. Imagine that. Painting.
I would never.
It's only for nerds.
It isn't from a long time ago, since my real nickname can cause some racism issues, so I decided to change it. Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
Okay.
I must admit, I hate eyes, so when I am sculpting them, I make sure that I have the eyes pre-carved for a dab of liner to sit and do its magic for me. That's very true. That's good design. But on some models, I do like eyes. because the eyes are the soul of or the eyes are the gateway to the soul.
And your eyes are your brain.
Yes, and your eyes are your eyes.
Yeah.
I'm painting Kitty and Shock Trooper. Still a beta template and have to do weapons. Still, I build one to see how it develops. Neat. Painting non-humans is nice. One little dot of red or yellow does it on a lot of miniatures. That's very true. Daka Flocka Flame. That's how I paint Tau eyes. It's just a dot of white. I don't know if that's canon or not. I think they have eyes, but I just do white dots.
Tau eyes?
Yeah, I painted those War Games exclusive models.
Yeah. Is that the only Tau you've painted?
Maybe, maybe not. My eyes are not as good as they used to be. I used to paint models without glasses. etc. I could do incredibly detailed paint jobs. Then I had my right eye ripped out of its socket on a tree branch. But I was rushed to the hospital and they managed to save the eye. Wow. I like that you kind of eased us into the water by saying I used to be able to paint without glasses, but then I lost an eye.
Yeah, that was a fun story.
Mm-hmm.
We went on the journey with you on
yeah.
that one. I feel like I lost my eye for that story. Wow, that was fun. Well, it's good that you have an eye still.
Yeah. You know what, though? It'd be really funny if the tree branch, like, corrected your vision.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, if you had, like, the worst vision in the world, or you were blind, and one fall from a tree. I don't know why you're up in a tree. And then if you're blind, but then you just have your eyes back. Perfect.
Do you think the blind shouldn't climb trees?
Probably.
Seems pretty ableist of you.
I don't think they should drive cars, to be honest with you.
Oh, my God. We're going to have to end this stream or else we'll get canceled.
Mm-hmm. Cash S. What got you into miniature painting?
I've always liked building things. When I was little, I was a crazy person, and I would build like props and toys and guns out of cardboard. I would go through.
You're not a crazy person now.
No, but I would go through, like, you know, the I think, are they 12 or 18-inch hot glue sticks, the really long ones? I would go through a bag of those a week. I build like machine guns and Ghostbusters proton packs and lightsabers and blasters and all sorts of stuff. And I don't know how old I was. I think it was like right at freshman year of high school. My cousin showed me his orcs, his Warhammer orcs, and he lent me the 40K rulebook. And then my neighbor brought up some interest in 40K, and so we immediately hopped in. He went Tyrannid, and I went Necrons, or Necrons, as certain YouTubers
Yep.
have. And then I switched to Space Marines, and I have 600 models now. What made you want to paint Fallout miniatures? Oh, I love the game Fallout New Vegas. Love it to death. And I saw these on Amazon. It's up bottom.
Yeah.
I've really gotten into painting just random stuff lately. I think it's really helped me as a painter. Because before I was always painting units for my army. And then when I stopped painting units for my army, I painted a lot of HQs. And then the HQs led me to kind of develop as a painter. And then I wanted to more challenges and more unique painting projects. And so I got a lot of weird models. At one point, a bunch of kids said, "Thanks for the camp for the blind kids," and they were all holding bows and arrows.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, there's no reason a blind person couldn't shoot a bow and arrow. Just make sure you point them in the right direction.
That's true.
It'd be a hell of a thing if they were really accurate, though.
Yeah, they could like smell where the target is.
You know what, though? Maybe it's like a trombone thing. Like you memorize your positions. So maybe they can always hit the right spot. They just have no idea where they're hitting. You know, they fire off a couple of rounds. You put the bullseye at that spot. They're going to hit it every time.
That'd be fun to like to use that person as like an assassin.
Yeah.
You just point them at the right direction, and they don't even know what they're shooting at.
I always thought it was amazing that the trombone players could just memorize the slide positions. Like, it's not a combination of buttons. It's just, like, about yay far.
Will you ever paint Lord of the Rings models from Games Workshop?
That's a good question. Oh, I felt bad yesterday because I was ignoring someone's comment about Lord of the Rings just because I don't care that much about Lord of the Rings. I'd paint the models though. There are some that look pretty dope from that range. I like Lord of the Rings. I've seen the movies a bunch of times. I don't like The Hobbit. Actually, I like The Hobbit book, but I don't like The Hobbit movies. You know what? I think all 3 Hobbit movies would make a really good 2-hour movie. If you took all like 7 or 8 hours of The Hobbit and condensed it into 1 2-hour movie, I think it'd be pretty good.
Yeah, but how do you make money though?
Has someone done that? Can I watch that? But yeah, I've never looked at the Lord of the Rings range very hard. I'm sure there's a couple models that would stand out to me. I wouldn't mind a little Gandalf if the Gandalf model's pretty good.
Is the game fun? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cash S, is the game fun?
Yeah.
Do you play?
I have an awesome Hobbit comic book. All the artwork is done in watercolor. Ooh, that sounds lovely. I never understood how they made 3 movies out of The Hobbit. Me neither. Also, like, so the Hobbit episode 2, Attack of the Clones, the whole movie is about them getting to Smaug, and then Smaug shows up, and it's the greatest thing ever. He's the last, like, 20 minutes of the movie, and then it ends, and you're like, holy cow, this is gonna get really good. And then you come in for number 3, and Smaug gets taken out in, like, the first 15 minutes. I played Rohan and Mordor with my grandpa.
Very cool.
And it's, yeah. Cash S, thoughts on Army Painter? Love the Army Painter washes. I have all the Army Painter washes. The Army Painter paints are decent. They're a little glossy for my taste. They're very medium heavy. Which I think, like, I feel like the higher you get in your painting career, the more matte you're going to want your paints, because then the more control you have over them. But for almost all people, Army Painter is going to be just fine. You do have to shake the hell out of the paints, though, to get them properly mixed. Like, you're probably going to have to get agitators. Probably not a bad idea to get, like, a makeup shaker or a nail polish shaker machine. But Army Painter is great value for money. So if that's a point, I would say, like, if someone's like Army Painter or GW, Army Painter. Army Painter or Vallejo. Army Painter or P3, I think I'm going to go P3. People who complain about the Hobbit movies are the same people that liked Disney's Star Wars movies. Take that.
Ooh.
You've hit me with different movies. They're pretty different. I mean, Star Wars takes place a long time ago, just like Lord of the Rings, but in a galaxy far, far away. See, there's the big difference I think you missed. Other than that, they're both adventure movies, so you got a point there. But I don't really think the Hobbit movies are bad. They're just bloated, and there's too many dwarves. Or hobbits. No, dwarves. There's too many dwarves. I only can remember like 3 of them. I know there's supposed to be like a certain number of them, but because of the book. Mm-hmm. We're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Isn't there seven dwarves? Or is
no, that's Snow White. It's like 15 of those little guys in The Hobbit. It's like 28.
It's like 37,000.
There's 14 quadrillion and goddamn dwarves in that movie.
Oh, goodness gracious.
The Hobbit movies lack the soul of the first trilogy had. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I don't think it's soul. I think it's just the first movies had 3 movies of story to tell. The Hobbit movies had 1. And they do a really good job telling that one story. But, God, they just take so long. Just so goddamn long to tell that one little story. Anything ending in Imley is a dwarf. Gimli, Rimley, Dimly, Finley, Pimley, Kylo Renly. Okay, Cash asks, will you do some battle reports? Eventually, we'll try.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, next year we will do some battle reports. You heard it here first, people. Except for the other ones where we've talked about it.
Yesterday.
Plus, the Hobbit movies had the absolute best-looking sword in all the movies. Orcrist, the sword that Thorin gets. I like Bilbo Baggins' sword. I'm a little guy, and that sword fits me really nice. I've held some replicas of it. It's like 18 inches. It's great. All right, I think this guy is
done. Are you saying that you're a dwarf?
I am. I know I'm not technically a dwarf. I'm 5'5" and a quarter inch, so I'm pretty huge.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
I'm a perfectly healthy height for a girl my age.
December 31st, 2021. Yes, we had a battle. This has been our report.
Mm-hmm.
You're a giant dwarf.
I'm a giant dwarf. Technically, we're all giant dwarves.
Not dwarves, fantasy squats.
Yes. Thoughts on dog meat from Fallout 4? I didn't play Fallout 4. I want to. Looks like fun. I love New Vegas. I own it. And one day in my old age I'll play it. I hate dog meat in Fallout 4. Dog meat found something interesting, inevitably followed by explosions seconds later. Yeah, companions are tricky in Fallout. In New Vegas, the companions are way better at playing the game than you are. So, like, I won't even notice we're getting attacked, and my companion will have already killed the monster. So I tend to not use companions until I decide to go up against Caesar's Legion, in which Caesar's Legion wrecks my ass. So I need companions to help cover my bases. I think my favorite companions are Boone, because he's just so good, and Veronica in Fallout New Vegas. I know there's other companions. What is it? Casey? The robot? The king's dog? Is there a super mutant companion? I think there is. I don't think I've ever used that one. I like Eddie E just to be a pack mule. That is very nice. Yeah, that's what companions are for. They can carry like 300 pounds of gear for you. It's great when you're traveling with Boone and he kills some enemy from way off and it abruptly cuts to the kill cam and scares the hell out of you. Yes, that happens a lot with Boone because he's a sniper. Also, I love that his hat gives you like +2 to luck, which is really helpful with a sniper setup. Which is usually what I do because sniping is so much more efficient in New Vegas than using almost any of the other weapons. Rose of Sharon Cassidy is my one true waifu. Good old Mexican Squatcho too.
What the fuck is this? So I have an ad on our stream it says turn celebrity into virtual mate.
I don't know, but I'm glad they're advertising for us.
Most realistic real-time interaction ever. This is creepy. I don't know what this is.
Do you get to pick the celebrity?
Probably not.
No? Well, they must let you pick.
Well, I mean, you get to pick something, but I
Oh,
don't think
okay.
you get to choose out of a hat. And also,
Oh.
there's some sort of device that looks like a fleshlight. I don't know what that is. Kilgore Void, what is this?
So can I have my Adrian Brody version of this? It's that big nose that does it for me.
Oh my God, there's all these. There's videos. This might have to be a different day. I have to look into this.
You need to make people moderators so we can put in links. Can moderators put in links?
Ah. I'll have to look into that.
Nick can be a moderator.
I can.
I only ever play sniper builds. If I try to make a character be anything other than a sniper, I still end up creeping around and sniping, but just really badly. Yeah, I mean, the problem is some of the weapons are just not as good. Like, the automatic weapons are so wasteful in terms of ammunition. When one bullet will kill someone. In Fallout New Vegas, who do you side with? Usually, I go anti-Caesar's Legion and the Powder Gangers, and then pro everyone else. I've never really done a bad guy run in New Vegas. The tricky thing is you're never really a bad guy. Like your companions will never turn on you. You can still be the game is almost the same if you're a good guy or a bad guy, which is, I mean, probably the limitations of a game that's 11 years old, but neat. Well, I'm going to call this guy done, and I'm going to move on to the dog.
Oh. Virtual Mate is an Indiegogo scam currently running. Interesting. Well, I'm joining the Indiegogo.
So I can't have Adrian Brody as my virtual mate.
I agree.
Trying to find a good piece of reference.
Of dogs?
Yeah, of like police dogs. You know, the genus Polisus dogus.
We belched at the same time. Well, now you're Belch brothers.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to get a really nice profile picture of not profile pic, like a dog in profile, so I can get a good shot of its colorations. Okay, this one's not bad. I'll use this. Save image as dog.
Here, avoid. Get your dog, Jay.
My dogs are not deadly powerful police dogs. They are tiny, tiny little things. We got them out of a box from the shelter. We had no idea what they were going to be.
And you still don't.
Why not just look up the dog meat?
Timeouts.
Why not just look up the dog meat game model? That's, you know what, Dr. Drokel? That's probably not a bad idea. I don't know, the graphics kind of look bad. I think I'm actually going to use the real picture. Yeah, that's one weird thing. Fallout 4 doesn't look amazing. I mean, it looks pretty darn good. But it doesn't look a million times better than New Vegas. It looks like New Vegas with better textures.
Wait, shelters are doing blind boxes now? That's pretty funny.
Dip them in brown paint and you can call it a job well done. Will you do collabs with big miniature YouTubers like Scott and Midwinter? Hopefully one day.
Yeah.
Add in an image. Add source. Add new source. It's weird that I have to click add new source.
Welcome to Streamlabs.
Yeah!
Good old Streamlabs actually works on your computer.
Good old dog.jpg. Alright, this is the dog I'm painting. Boom. Wow, Fallout 4 was released in 2015. Wow, so even that's an old game. When was New Vegas released? Brent Ryder. Hey, Painting Bros. Where'd you get the Fallout minis? Ooh, check out this Fallout mini. I bought them on Amazon from a company I don't remember the name of. But I'm sure someone in the chat who knows more than me will fill us in shortly. New Vegas was 2010. New Vegas was 2010, and that makes me feel ancient.
2010. I was 13.
Got any tips on miniature painting Got any tips for miniature painters that just got started? I would say paint as much as you can. You got to get the reps in, because really there's no easy ways out of painting. You just gotta learn. And I would say if you can paint a variety of things, that'll help you. Like if you only paint, blue tau, you're probably not going to advance as quickly as if you paint a wide variety
Green
of miniatures.
tau.
Although you will get very good at painting blue tau. But if you paint a wide variety of things, you'll pick up different skills that you can bring back to your blue tau. Your blow, if you will.
Blowy, towy, holy cowy.
Modifius is having a Black Friday sale. Miniature Market also frequently has Black Friday sales on the Morpheus Fallout stuff. Ooh, all right, guys, we're going to be ending the stream right about now. I have to go... Killer Void, you leave my wallet alone, sir. Learn dry brushing, wet blending, inks, and shaders wash. What's a shaders wash?
It's like Weight Watchers, but for shades.
Try oils also. It takes a very long time to dry, but gives you loads of working time to correct mistakes. I've been meaning to get into oils. You know, just starting out though, I would say grab a couple of cheap acrylics, like hobby acrylics, not like craft acrylics. And your first many paint jobs will probably be bad, but then they'll start to not be bad. Also, remember to dunk every finished model in wood stain to seal it. I dumped all my Black Friday money on a bunch of Landsknecht orcs from Warmonger Miniatures. So no Fallout stuff for me this year. I might have to look into some of this Fallout stuff though. Although if they do some New Vegas minis, you better believe I'm gonna be picking some of those up. Thoughts on GW stealing your money? It's not quite theft. I would say it's just one under theft. I would say it's probably just not theft. The prices are very high though. It's a weird situation where I find myself often defending Games Workshop, but I also think that their prices are too high. But every single day,
it almost makes sense. It makes sense why they're so high, though.
Yeah, because it works somehow.
You can charge that much. Yep.
It's not every day I buy from Games Workshop directly. I love a good eBay. I love a good Facebook Marketplace. Love Facebook Marketplace. People who drop like 10 grand on an army, and that way I can get a pack of Gene Stealers for like $20.
Those are the real MVPs.
Yeah. It's not theft, it's more highway robbery. That's a very good way to put it, Dr. Drokel.
It's trickle-down mininomics.
Trickle-down mininomics.
The rich buy all the minis, and then you buy
Yeah.
after that. What do you mean they're overpriced? Outer Circle says they're the cheapest they've ever been.
That is exactly what Outer Circle says.
And then Killer Void, you mean the exterior ring?
Mm-hmm. When I owned a role-playing shop, the only way Games Workshop would deal with me was through a franchise minimum startup 5K. There's a really cool Mini Wargaming has a really cool story about them running a game store, where they talked about one of the really difficult things with running a game store, and particularly selling Games Workshop product, is a lot of stores will have a revolving inventory where like the new thing is made and it replaces the old thing. But with Games Workshop, every new thing stacks. And so if you want to keep buying, they want you to keep buying the newest releases. And so you just better hope that you've sold all the other stuff. And they want you to keep everything on the shelf. And it just becomes harder and harder with just such a huge amount of miniatures.
Right.
And because it's not clothing, it's a game with hundreds and hundreds of models in it.
It's not clothing? Uh-oh. I've been doing this wrong.
Yeah, your Gretchen G-string. I don't know.
Oh, are we gonna finally have this talk? I knew you didn't like it.
Had to display what they sent me instead of what I wanted to sell. GW uses the Mary Kay sales model. Yeah, that's that. I wonder if that's from the dark age of Games Workshop.
You don't think they still do that?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of places carry their product now. They actually allow people to sell online. They didn't for years. Or you had to do it a dumb way, like you had to phone call in your order because you weren't allowed to have a shopping cart with Games Workshop products.
Right.
The game store I went to today had a really good spread.
Yeah.
Had a probably like 2 to 3 models of each range.
Oh.
They had a Gazgul for $50 that I was like, ooh, maybe I'm gonna, but I didn't. I had a little restraint. You know, one day I'll get Gazgul, but not this day. What did y'all think? Anyway, to cut a long story short, I hated working with Games Workshop, though I did love their models.
That's what everybody always says.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I painted red on this dog because I feel like I see some warm reddish tones in the fur, but now I'm just going to cover it up almost completely with some Vallejo earth, I think. And by think, I mean I know because I'm going to do it.
I mean, why aren't you using Vallejo dog? I feel like that would fix everything.
Egads, the doggo is naked. What's kind of fun about this doggo is he has a bandana around his neck and goggles. Can't wait to paint the goggles. Not a 40k and Warhammer fan. So you're a big Hobbit guy. With only the red color on the dog, it looks like it's from Resident Evil. Yes, it does a little bit. You know, the Resident Evil movies are kind of hilarious. They're mostly pretty bad, but they have some redeeming qualities. Also, I like that Milla Jovovich. Jovovic. I think she's an action star on the same level as, like, a Schwarzenegger. And her husband is the one who directs all of the Resident Evil movies.
Ah. I wish my husband directed that Resident Evil movies.
I like that the Resident Evil movies, they make less and less sense as time goes on. Like, the bad guys built an entire city and cloned people to show off to investors how good their zombie plague virus is. If you have the ability to build cities and populate them with cloned people, I feel like you don't need to sell a zombie virus. Like, how much money are you going to make off of the zombie virus that it overshadows perfect cloning technology? I wish paint dried instantly, but only when I want it to.
I think Games Workshop's coming out with a product for that.
Yeah. Paint that dries
It's
instantly on your schedule.
Well, no, what it is it's glasses that have fans in them. So when you're looking at them, then the fans start and it dries the paint.
Ah, that's neat. Umbrella could have made a fortune just selling the laser hallway. Exactly. With this one, I'm just going to go straight Earth, Vallejo Earth, and see if that helps or hurts or... I don't know. I don't think I've ever painted a dog before.
Except for your dogs, but that's dyeing them different colors. You're one of those people.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I think this is working actually maybe better than the red, but we'll see what happens. There is some. I had some idea of what I was doing with that red, and I think it'll work out. It's paint. You can always add more. TK's 3D prints. It's 4:15 now. Dave Dog, 5:15 a.m. here. Why do you people stay up so late? I mean, I'm glad you do, but
yeah, that is fun.
I think Miniac used to stream at 5 a.m. And he would stream every day at 5 a.m. I think he did it for like a year. I feel like it's a more evening activity though. Because isn't that when people have time to paint? I feel like most gamers are not waking up super early to paint.
He always does the streams like at an interesting time, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like it's always morning or like midday. I bet a lot of people are at home now though.
That's true. Kilgore Void. I actually paint while driving. It saves time. That's true, and you can stick the model out the window to get it to dry faster.
Yep. All right. You know why I pulled you over? No, officer, I have no idea.
You collect Tau. We don't take kindly to that in these parts. Now, if you played something cool like Kroot Mercenaries, I could understand that. But pure Tau, not only pure Tau, but Tau Gunline, I'm going to write you a ticket for being that guy. We don't take kindly to space commies around these parts, son. Did you know why I pulled you over? You were dry brushing with an expensive brush in a 55 zone. That is true. You want to dry brush with something cheap. Speaking of drying brushing with something cheap, I am going to go take a piss. I'll be right back.
Ah. It's a lot of fun. I'm working on the old secret kill team. Getting stuff ready. I was hoping to have time this weekend, but our Wednesday video is going to take quite a bit of time to finish. And then I have to work on next week's Wednesday video, starting tomorrow. So not just this week's, but next week's. And that's going to be a lot of fun. But I think after that, I'll have a little bit more time to work on this kill team. Because I have to get these... I want to try to get these... It'd be interesting to get these done by the end of the year. I think that would be a good goal. And I'm trying a lot of stuff out on these guys. Doing some oils and stuff. Quick, let's all hide before he gets back. Everyone exit the stream right now. You won't know what hit him.
Alrighty, folks. Oh, did you get them all riled up?
Yep. Yeah, I turned your cam off, turned mine on, and it was a rigmarole.
But those busty models from War Games Exclusive aren't mine, officer. No, they're mine.
Finish a kill team by the end of the year. Nick, you need realistic goals like inventing quantum hard drives.
Ooh, is that your goal by the end of the year?
That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
I don't know. That's not happening.
How many?
That's not gonna happen the way that it's happening now, though.
How much time we got left?
I mean, you got a month.
Month? Maybe.
I only get to paint an hour a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And this week and next week are gonna be wild.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I'm sure after that's it's not gonna change.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, make your goal to finish the team before your next game. That gives you at least 2 years.
Yeah. Is the buffering only happening to me? Probably?
Yep. I don't think we've had any stream issues.
That's true.
A long time.
And it looks decent.
Yeah. If you guys want, we can go back to it looking like shit, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we could go right back to that. No issue. No problem at all. You know, I think the red is doing something. I think that what's nice is it's gonna they're gonna look different because I'm using different colors.
To practice 3D modeling, you should 3D model your dog.
Mm-hmm.
Both of your dogs.
If you let's say you had a kill team, and you were playing let's say you had like an average a 20-man kill team roster, but you were planning on painting for speed, how fast do you think you could get 20 models painted up?
Not very fast. I'm not good.
Mm.
I mean, if I wanted to be nice, it'd take a long time. I mean, I could just I could base paint the shit out of a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Base coat, do one highlight,
and then dip them in some wood stain.
Yeah. But I want these to look good. I'm trying stuff out. I mean, I bet I could easily do a kill team in a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a video idea.
Mm-hmm. That would be interesting. Not only building both kill teams in a weekend, but then you have to play a game with them.
Oh, that would be so fun.
And then the game ends up taking place at like 1 a.m.
That would be so fun.
Mm-hmm. The varnish is still wet. I'm pretty sure I have enough Tyrannid to make a kill team.
Oh yeah.
Out of just some random stuff. Because I bought some models off of Fox, and I got a whole bunch of stuff from when me and you were selling.
Yeah.
When we were a resale shop.
Yep. Does anybody remember that? Is anyone around then? At that point? We made videos about it too. They currently do not exist on the channel.
I'm talking like 60 minutes on a single Skitarii. Got 30 to go. 60 minutes on a model is great. That's fast. I think 2 or 3 hours is more realistic, and probably longer. And that's not even taking into account building. Building is tricky though, because you can just build it in, pretty quick. But often I want to do some converting or putting on different kit bashing, and that starts to really
breasty chest plates and
that really starts to cod pieces galore. Really starts to add on the time. Because I think I built those 3 Sopdeck. I mean, it's Indominus push fit, so it's pretty easy. But I built those guys in like 30 minutes. 10 minutes a model. Scions for me. Too much darn detail and trimming. Yes, for sure on those Scions. Have I discussed the lack?
Like you would have to have a kill team that's conducive to being
for sure. Like I think for me that the Tyrannid definitely would be.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I would paint him in like a grim dark slap the paint on style. Have you discussed the lack of Battle Force boxes this year? The lack, like the not that many, or they ran out of stock really fast of the Battle Forces. I've heard, because I think they had a normal amount, right? They usually have, they just have a few. They don't have one for every single army. I must admit, I am a speed painter. I found it very hard to watch you painting the 40k orc, but I also know that you are distracted a lot. Yeah, I probably paint... The stream probably slows me down by like half. I'm half as fast as I would be off stream. But I'm also painting at a very high level on stream. Not like a crazy high level, but I'm trying to make them look really, really good. As opposed to just trying to get them done. I think the spending some quality time on the Mini is more conducive to a good stream because I have more time for chit chat. I'm not putting the pedal to the metal. I'm not focusing that hard or concentrating that hard.
It's probably a little bit more fun.
Yeah, it's a little more fun. People show up, they see
beers.
something really cool. Probably didn't.
You do it in the nude.
Yeah.
That's Patreon only.
Mm-hmm. Anything football. Hey, I don't know anything about Warhammer, so I'm just here to watch the hangout. Ah, well, I hope you enjoy the hangout.
Sponsored by Google Hangouts.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Does that even exist anymore?
Oh, can't. Surprisingly, they didn't do an Elder box with a new codex coming out. They have a fantasy football team, or fantasy football game in Warhammer. Yes! Blood Bowl, the game of fantasy football.
Yeah.
Need more black paint. Let's see, how am I gonna paint these guys? I don't really want to dry brush. There's not really enough on them to dry brush. Like the fur is pretty small.
Paint each individual piece of fur.
Yeah, probably. Trying to just layer up thin shades of paint, which seems to be working, although it's slow going because I kind of have to give it time to dry in between coats.
I did Dakalaka Flame. I did buy the Blood Bowl Snotling team the other day, but I'm gonna put a bunch of them on 25mm bases and use them as grots.
Hmm.
Cute.
See. Yeah, fur is a little bit of a new one for me.
Not for
Painted
Suits,
hair
though.
before, but usually hair on miniatures, especially like 40 or Games Workshop miniatures, is very stylized, whereas this is just texture.
Mm-hmm.
The rumor that Duncan Rhodes left Games Workshop because he wanted more money, and they said no. He worked himself hard during his last year there at Nova. Yeah, I could believe that. Yeah, Games Workshop should not have let him go. Or let him leave. Because Duncan is beloved. And it's nice when you're a giant corporation. Not giant, but when you're a corporation, it's nice to have something that kind of humanizes you a little. And, cute content creators like Duncan do the job wonderfully. And they lost that.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know. I don't really get a lot out of Duncan. Because he paints in the G-dub style. So you see something, you decide what color you're going to paint it, and then you paint it that color, and then you just highlight it. Rinse and repeat for every and any model.
So you think he sucks then?
No, I don't think he sucks. I just
So
don't,
you
I don't
think
watch
that
it.
we should go find out where he lives and burn his house down? That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
You heard it here, folks.
He really did become the face of the company while he was there. Yes, he did. Maybe the Zote is the harbinger of 40k coming to Blood Bowl. That would be neat. If they're not willing to pay the front man of the company to keep him, then that means that they're a bunch of Scrooges.
They're British.
Mm-hmm.
Love a good Scrooge.
Papalayan. I couldn't afford all the GW paints, so I just mix paint. Plus, those pots suck. Yeah, the pots aren't as good as droppers, although I do like pots for some stuff like washes. I think there's a little bit of a niche there. But I also don't hate washes in droppers. It's just I tend to waste more. Because I always pour out a drop, as opposed to just taking what I need. But I'm sure Duncan is doing great on his whatever his thing is, the Painting Academy. Because people love him. And I'm sure once his non-disclosure agreement runs out in 12 years, he'll talk all about why he left.
And that'll be a fun, highly viewed video.
Oh my goodness, it will be. Transfer all the JW paints into droppers now. I mean, you can if you want, but I think it's a massive waste of time. Just deal with the pots. You'll use them up eventually. And then if you do not like pots, then switch on over to many of the wonderful paint brands that don't use pots. Oops. Yeah, that might be fine, actually. it looks so good when it's wet and then it just dries and it kind of vanishes. But it is working. It's getting the job done.
Wet ass paint.
Wet ass paint.
I like putting my dropper bottles into large dropper bottles. Yeah. Just imagine a dropper bottle that squirts out dropper bottles.
Mm-hmm. I used to love the original pots. I think Games Workshop paints have shrunk down and again cost for what you get they are. But I will also admit I still have pots of Games Workshop paints from 30 years ago and are still very usable. Yeah, paint's a fickle thing. Sometimes it lasts forever. Sometimes it goes bad really fast. And I have plenty of comments who have told me how fast Games Workshop paint can dry out, and I tend to think it's a bit of user error involved. Like, it's not overnight. It's like, I barely touched this paint for 5 years and it dried out. What the hell?
Yeah. I live in a desert and I didn't touch it for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And my paint dried out. What the hell?
I've heard very mixed things about Lead Belcher. A lot of people have. Lead Belcher is one of Games Workshop's most popular paints. And I love it. I love it as a color. Some people, though, they have a really hard time keeping it wet. Like that's a big one for drying out. Apparently, is Lead Belcher.
Get a bucket and a mop for this wet ass paint. Did somebody already make that?
No, there's no fun 40K songs.
No, we have one.
We do have one, and it's the best one out there, and no one watched it. Everyone go watch Periodic Table of Space Marines. The pots are easy to leave cracked open. Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that.
We need a rap Warhammer parody.
Mm-hmm. If you keep all your paints in the freezer, they can't dry out. Good point. Oh, what is Periodic Table Space Marines? It is a song.
Mm-hmm.
It is Tom. Is it Tom Lear or Tom Greer or Tom
Lear?
Tom Lear, the periodic table. There's arsenic, aluminum, beryllium, and helium, and but we made one that's all of the Space Marine chapters, or a lot of them, quite a few of them, with some fun artwork to go alongside it. I'm pretty proud of that video. It's very neat.
That's a very fun one.
And one day it'll blow up, and it'll get the 1 million views it deserves.
It was the first video that we did when we came back.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. And everyone's like, what the fuck is this?
And it's only like a minute long, or maybe 2 minutes. It's an easy watch.
Mm-hmm. Go stop the stream right now. Go watch it. Come back.
Yeah. Eons of Battle made a slapper. I don't even remember how it goes. There's like Hawklord salamanders, executioners, and iron hands and iron warriors and iron hawks and iron snakes. There's angels, eradicant, vermilion, vigilant, and repentance, and also valedictors, destroyers, and ultra smurfs, and Taurons, raptors, angry nova, lictors, libiters, avengers, shadow spears, hawks, swords, shields, wolves, legion damned.
All I can think of is animating the little head. The little
yeah. These are some of the space marines who guard the empire of mankind. And now with the Primaris, there might soon be many others. Bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum. Bum, bum. There's nickel, neodymium, plutonium, and uranium, and also... How long ago was the song? Not long ago.
Like 6 months ago,
yeah.
Probably.
Nobody watched the video. What makes you think we want to hear it now?
Dr. Drokel.
Mm-hmm.
You take that back.
Yeah. You know, I think the red really did do something. I mean, if you look at these two models...
One has a little bit more red in it.
One does have a little bit more red in it, but I think that red made all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
JK, I watched it when it came out originally, and I hit the like button twice.
Yeah.
That's how you show you really liked it.
Speaking of twice, I'm gonna go take a pee, and I'll be right back.
God. You're leaving me with them?
I know. Yep.
Nothing to do with whiskey. That is disappointing. It is. I like whiskey. Watched was good. So we can put in funny songs. You can put in my funny song. It took so long to write that. It took the longest part was probably just finding all the Space Marine chapters names that vaguely matched the song. Aw, James Miller. Hey, just wanted to say thanks for all those basing videos. Thanks and keep up the good work. Well, thank you, James Miller, for watching the basing videos. Papillon, it wasn't trying to color all of the chapters. Oh, that's true. That was brutal. I think we made the video in like 4 or 5 days, and it was like 8 or 9 hours a day. No, it must have been even longer. Like 9 or 10 hours a day of just drawing. Yeah, it was brutal, but I have them. I have them all in a Word document. All those drawings are in a document that I think is like 50 gigabytes. It's hilariously huge. Some like 100 and some change Space Marines. Jay, do you buy your paints online or at the local game store? If online, what is a good place? I've bought paint from a lot of different places. Some Vallejo, there's some stores around me that sell it, which is kind of nice, but they don't have the greatest selection in the world. I've bought off of Amazon. More like Vallejo. I used to buy from the War Store, but it doesn't exist anymore. I've bought from eBay. Sometimes you'll find a good deal on eBay. I've bought from Frontline Gaming, and I've bought from, there's another kind of like East Coast store, online store that I'm forgetting the name of. Miniature Market? I think it's Miniature Market. I bought from Miniature Market before too. For minis, it's almost always eBay. I'm always hunting a deal. Or Facebook Marketplace sometimes.
I'm glad that I installed a urinal in my bathroom. Mm-hmm. Makes it a lot easier. Do you remember when we barely learned AutoCAD in high school?
Yeah.
We both put urinals in our bathrooms?
Yes.
At least I did.
Yeah, because wasn't the urinal, was it a plug-and-play asset? Or did we have to design a urinal?
It was a symbol.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was a class. Luckily, the teacher really knew his stuff when it came to AutoCAD. Speaking of knowing his stuff, what I don't know is how to paint fur. I'm trying to brighten it up a little.
Just increase the brightness.
That's true. That'd be the easiest way to do it. Michigan Toy Soldiers has a good selection on paints, AK, Vallejo, Scale 75, Mr. Hobby, Tamiya, etc. I'll have to check that out. Michigan Toy Soldier.
Are you going to go to Michigan?
How many people were on your Patreon painting video yesterday? I think it was like 300 or 400.
I like Kilgore Void's answer. Join the Patreon and find out.
Yeah. The Patreons are kind of fun.
Yeah, we take our pants off.
Yeah. I think Games Workshop has a video on fur. Yeah, but it'll be shown off on a Games Workshop model, and a Games Workshop model fur is different than what I'm doing, because these models are teeny tiny, and it's essentially just texture. It's not like sculpted fur. I wonder how, because I'm sure these models are digitally sculpted. So I wonder how you digitally sculpt fur. Is it like procedurally generated fur?
Bet you they make a brush.
They make a brush?
They get a brush with their pattern, and then they goopity boop.
Maybe they maybe they 4D scanned a dog.
I think that's what they did actually.
They got a Connect.
See you later, Duck Like a Flame. Duck Like a Flame is getting some food. I got some candy when I was peeing at the same time.
Oh, I want candy. Can I have some?
Yeah, come here.
Michigan Toy also has a 20% off this weekend, and if you sign up with them, 10% off MSRP. Oh, I'll have to check them out. Maybe they have the paints I'm after. Some Vallejo. Highlighter.
Brown.
What's the
fluorescence.
Fluorescent, yeah, some Vallejo fluorescence. What's the deal over in the States with Yellowstone Park earthquakes? It's probably just the Necrons waking up.
That would round up 2020 perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that would be life-changing. The Yellowstone erupting?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like the worst disaster in the history of America.
Mm-hmm. And probably the world.
Probably.
Isn't there something where it shoots up so much ash it ruins everything?
Yeah, it'll be like years of darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Be 30 days of night, like the movie. I think what's going to happen is it'll erupt and we'll have an alien invasion in the same year.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for.
Mm-hmm. Cthulhu 2020. They always say it's overdue for an eruption. Yep. I think it would just be like, yep, well, we had a good run. We had a good run, folks.
Right. Mm-hmm. Don't give 2021 any ideas, guys.
Yeah.
That's very true. Oh, and a small herd of giraffes is here.
Ah. Okay, Pierce Brosnan will save us. Is it the movie Deep Impact, where they have to they train drillers to be astronauts and they have to go to the asteroid and plant a nuke, and then it blows up, and it blows up into two chunks and that just perfectly miss Earth, with Steve Buscemi and who's the big bald guy, the action hero, Bruce Willis. That movie was a wild ride. Teach drillers to be astronauts. Deep Impact was the other asteroid disaster movie. Oh yeah, Armageddon. Wait, am I thinking of Armageddon? But there's another movie called Deep Impact, which is very similar. Armageddon. Yeah, that sounds more right for the Bruce Willis movie. Cash asks, can you make these streams videos for everyone else? We do make them videos, but they're you won't see them on our main page. You have to go to our playlists, and you will see a playlist.
There's an all streams playlist where every stream that we've ever done is there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of catching up to do.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that the asteroid split and Bruce didn't die. He was just stranded on one half, turning through space.
If Yellowstone erupted, we would be in the secondary ash zone.
Is that the good ash zone?
It's not as it's. I mean, you don't want to be in an ash zone. You want to be in a not ash zone. You want to live in somewhere else.
Interesting.
So we should move to Texas, very South Texas, or Florida, New York. Bye, Cash S. We'll see you later. Yeah, I don't want to live in Pompeii. Small herd of giraffes, don't move to Florida. Too late. I already packed my bags. We're halfway there.
Yeah, I feel like disaster movies are a little bit over now, and that's okay. Did anyone on this Earth see Geostorm? I don't think anyone did. I didn't see it. It looked bad.
It could go as far as to have ash settle in the Grand Canyon. That'd be one big ash hole.
Kilgore Void. I was aware it existed. Yes, a lot of people were aware it existed. Yeah, The tricky thing with disaster movies is you don't want to see just mass death and carnage, because that's not fun.
Maybe for you.
That's true. Why would anyone watch a disaster movie when we're living in 3 at once currently? That's very true. Like Sharknado. Yes, Sharknado, the masterpiece. No, I don't. You know what? I don't like movies by what's the name of that company? The that makes like fake blockbusters. What's the name? It's like the something.
Dick.
No, they made Sharknado. Brought to you by Kilgore. What's the name of the production house that made Sharknado? And they make all that other crap. The Asylum with the mockbuster. Yes, yeah. The Asylum literally makes movies where you accidentally rent them. Like Transformers comes out, they'll make Transmorphers.
Yeah.
Sharknado was like a big success for them, and so they've already made 8. To their credit, every single production they've put out has made money. I bet it has. And they are just garbage. The Asylum, tricking grandparents into buying the wrong movie for years. That's exactly what it is. The Triassic Park. They're not good though. It'd be one thing if like they really tried. But they don't. Like it's cute. Sharknado is cute. But it sucks. Like the trick to a good bad movie is there has to be like a level of like they tried their little hearts out and it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be like, how can we shoot a movie in 2 weeks? Atlantic Rim.
Our team always wins at trivia between me and Kilker Void. That makes sense.
The best was Atlantic Rim. I did not watch Atlantic Rim. Dracula 20,000. Moby Dick 2.
Kilker Void at a smaller herd of drafts. We? Yeah, it seems like Kilker Void and Jay are on the same wavelength. It's a little creepy.
Mm-hmm. I've seen a movie in my day. Maybe even a couple. Oh, didn't we watch? We watched an Asylum movie that was a ripoff of Indiana Jones.
I don't remember.
It was really bad. It was so blatant though. Like one of the character was wearing like a polo shirt.
Yeah, I remember that.
With the little thing.
Yeah.
With the little
the
polo
horse.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just buy a shirt without the little polo thing. Like it was so ridiculous. They all sound like bad porn movies.
Mm-hmm. Get off of my wavelength, you weirdo.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you gotta wave your lengths.
Oh God, no! Get off the same wavelength. Kilker Void doesn't burp enough.
Mm-hmm.
We can send some burp water over there.
Yeah.
Although just naturally, we're very burpy boys. It's all the Wisconsin cheese.
Mm-hmm. Temple of Skulls.
You remember? We also watched that one movie with the rats in it. Not Ratatouille,
Yeah.
but that was a wild one.
It was. I can't even begin to think of the name of that one.
And but we watched that one and Birdemic the same day.
Yes.
With a good movie. I don't remember.
God Bless America was the good movie.
Yeah, God Bless America.
Which is a really good movie. But you know what's a really good, not even a so bad it's good movie, but there's a movie called Food of the Gods, where animals something comes out of the ground, and when animals eat it, they become humongous.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's somebody gets like they get impaled by a giant mosquito. There's giant chickens peck someone to death, and then the movie's main villain is giant rats, a herd of giant rats. Food of the Gods.
Was the rat movie 1922?
No.
It was like someone had a lab or something.
They had access to
they were doing experiments on the rats, and they made a big giant one.
Mm-hmm. Not to be confused with Night of the Lepus.
To avoid, what is it?
Yeah, there's rats in it. What movie?
Was it on Netflix? I think it was.
Probably.
It might not. It might not be anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everything's leaving Netflix now.
Yeah, and it wasn't good.
Everyone's taking their toys back and is ruining streaming.
Well, now it's just gonna be like cable.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, the golden age of streaming's done, I think.
Night of the Lepus is too cute to be scary. Yeah, a little bit.
The Tale of Despero.
And then there's Eight-Legged Freaks. Fievel Goes West. That reminds me of the movie Ingrid. Ingrid Goes West, which is goddamn unbelievably good. It's with that weirdo in it. What's her name?
Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza. It's so good though. So unbelievably good.
Yeah, she's quite the person. Never had a comfortable interview in her goddamn life.
Nope.
Good night, Greg Turpin. Think of us while you're sleeping, as I'm sure you always do.
I'm going to try a little bit of dry brushing just to see what happens.
Well, you're going to be cry brushing after that.
Tonight on Svengoolie, they play The Thing from Another World, which was the original that John Carpenter based The Thing off of. I think John Carpenter is a big fan of the original, but I think his version of The Thing is actually based on the book, and I think the book is called it's something like This Way It Comes, or It Comes for Thee.
Comes. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what joke I said. Small herd of giraffes. What joke did I say?
Ooh, I have the daunting task of painting a chaos knight tomorrow, boys.
Oh.
That's a fun problem to have, though. The chaos the chaos imperial knights are super cool.
You better post all about it.
Mm-hmm. Let the Right One In. Ooh, I love Let the Right One In though. But I'm not sure which version I saw. I'm not sure if I saw the original or the American one. Although I think
you said cry brushing. Oh
cry
yeah.
brushing.
Some of that's just autopilot.
Mm-hmm. You know what though? I think I didn't watch the American one because it wasn't in English. Pretty sure the one I watched wasn't in English. Because I remember the dubbing was horrendous, so I just turned it off, and I watched the. But yeah, Let the Right One In is phenomenal. Did it have Hit Girl J? Hit Girl, from Hit Girl, from the superhero movie, from what's the name of it? What's the superhero movie? Kick-Ass. Hit Girl from Kick-Ass. I prefer to let the left one in. Bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum bum bum.
All right. I was waiting for you to tire yourself out.
I think Twilight is a strong candidate for Best Vampire Movie. It's a cinematic masterpiece right up there with Atlantic Rim classic movie. You know, the first Twilight movie, which is the only one I've seen, it's not bad. I think with some tweaking, Twilight could be quite good.
You mean? I mean, it's already perfect.
It's already
So how can we make
perfect.
it better?
Yeah, Stephanie Meyers is my favorite author, but the only problem with it is a lot of it sucks. And what I mean is, like, it's not. They missed all the opportunities to be like cute with it. Like, if it was an actually like good romance story, it could actually be really cool. Like, has anyone seen the movie Warm Bodies? It's a love story, like a teen romance zombie movie. Warm Bodies is adorable, and I think with some changes, Twilight could have been just as good as Warm Bodies, if not better. I think the biggest flaw with the movie as it is, Twilight, is the characters all suck. Like, there's no reason Bella is real into Edward.
It's maybe is it intriguing that he's a vampire?
No.
Are you putting your own feelings on him?
Well, it's weird. Like, he's supposed to be like 100 and some years old, but he's still a dumb teenager. Mm-hmm. Like, what if he was? What if like they did a thing where like he's a high schooler going through, or he's a high schooler going through puberty, but his puberty is vampirism.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's a masterpiece, and I feel like you couldn't change it, and you could not change my mind on how good it is.
Mm.
I'm wearing my Team Edward shirt right now. Which, by the way, is the wrong team.
Yeah, Jacob is so much hotter. I mean, they put that god-awful wig on him in the first movie, and so that hurts him a lot. But then as soon as that comes off, holy cow. He has all the abs. And they're real abs. They're not just like Edward's skinny boy abs.
Yeah.
They're like, they got some real meat behind them.
Yeah, they got some meat.
Bella is trash. The kind you get behind meth houses. Excuse me, can you please not insult crack houses?
Please don't.
A Small Herd of Drafts. Do you know him? Who's the actor? I'm sure you've said it a bunch of times in chat. Who's Jacob?
George Lucas.
I don't think.
What? I need to hear the story.
Yeah. So you don't want to hear me talking all about his abs. I mean, he got the abs that he needed to get.
Mm-hmm. Look at that dog.
You know Shark Boy. I love Robert Rodriguez. I love his movies. Good night, TK's 3D prints. You're gonna miss out on all of this great Twilight talk.
Yeah. See you later, TK's 3D prints.
Yeah, the abs are real, but his hair in the first movie is not. Why did they give him like the silky long black hair wig? Holy moly, was that the wrong choice? Maybe they were trying to like hide his hotness.
Well,
It's like when they put like the bombshell actress of the movie, they give her glasses. Like that's gonna change anything?
Well, I feel was he supposed to be a? No, because Edward was the bad boy. I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird choice.
Hang on, Spider Monkey. Jacob had abs, and Edward can't be bothered to work out for the Batman movie. I'm sure he's looking good for Batman. I trained with him for a while. There was a time in my younger, cooler years I did martial arts and trained internationally. Traveled internationally. I met and got to know some of those guys.
You've lived quite the life.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The only badass in Twilight is Bella's dad. That's true. Bella has a great dad. Remember when she breaks into the police station so she can Google vampires? Also, who has to Google vampires? Like, are we pretending in this universe that vampires aren't a known thing?
You say that. I did say that like that. You say it like a small herd of giraffes is at the end of their life. Yeah.
A small herd of giraffes. I'm a person, and my name is Anakin. It's one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I think they in Twilight they missed a big opportunity when Bella goes to meet Edward's fake parents, like his vampire parents. They missed out on an opportunity for they cook Bella an amazing meal because they're 1 trillion years old, and so they're perfect at everything. They should have been awful at cooking because they haven't needed to cook in thousands of years.
That'd be funny.
And so Bella has to like pretend like, no, it's really good. Yeah. I think that would have been adorable. Little give and take. Because in the movie, the vampires are all perfect. And the people are all, like, I don't know, lame. Also, they also missed all the other opportunities, too.
You should rewrite the movie.
I should. The only scene I think I would keep is at the very end of the movie, like, they're at the dance and Bella's in a cast. And so Edward, like, picks her up and puts her feet on his feet, and then he dances because he has super strength.
You know, we could remake the movie if we just found a Bella.
We could. We really could.
I'll be Edward. Mm-hmm. You be Jacob.
Yeah. I'll you know what though? I'll put my hair up and then put on a silky wig.
Perfect. So who wants to be our Bella?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good. Kill or avoid.
Good.
I love it.
Oh, dear God. And remember when the vampires had to wait to play baseball during thunderstorms because they hit the ball so hard it sounded like thunder. Remember that? Oh, my God.
So, kill or avoid, when can you come here?
Yeah, we're going to need to get you on our casting couch.
Of course, filmed for the Patreon. I do. I have a futon all ready for you.
Mm-hmm.
Can I play Bella's dad? Of course. Oh, damn. Clean the casting couch first. Nah. That's not the point of the casting couch.
I wish vampire movies would actually have the vampires acknowledge that they were human, and that the vampirism just brings out the worst qualities to make them even more human. Yeah, that'd be neat.
The couch is just a small pile of wet newspapers with a cloth over it and stained with Cheeto dust.
You should watch What We Do in the Shadows. I have seen What We Do in the Shadows, and it's lovely. It is a lovely movie. It's a mockumentary vampire movie. That is adorable. I think it's a TV show now. I'm nervous to watch the TV show, though, because it's not going to be those guys. It's not going to be those actors. Ooh, speaking of good vampire stuff, has anybody seen the TV show The Strain? I think Guillermo del Toro was attached to some degree, and it was an awesome show, completely held down, I think, by studio interference, because they forced them to have, like, the super generic cop dad character, who is a single dad, and he's got ex-wife problems, but he's also super in love with his super hot police partner, and but he loves his kid, and you're like, there's a vampire apocalypse. Who cares about you and your relationship problems and your stupid kid? I couldn't watch that show after the dude's junk fell off into the toilet. Oh, that just got me pumped. Yeah, when that guy is turning into a vamp.
Junk.
That's the gripe I had with the new Godzilla movies. The junk falling off in the toilet? I don't remember those scenes.
You're missing out.
I must not have watched the director's cut.
You mean the director's dick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, Popley John, we're talking about them new movies, them new Godzilla movies. Godzilla Kill Team when? Which new ones? Shin Godzilla was great. Shin Godzilla was great, although if somebody told me that Shin Godzilla was the most boring movie they've ever watched in their life, I think I could agree with where they're coming from. It's a movie about bureaucracy.
I love bureaucracy.
Mm-hmm.
I live it every day.
It was a deleted scene. Godzilla's junk fell off and crushes the sewage treatment plant. Can you imagine a Twilight kill team? Worst kill team ever. All right. Well, I think I just figured out what I'm going to name my kill team. Let's see. Edward, Bella, Jacob. What are some other characters?
Bella's dad.
Bella's dad, which is the character name is going to be Bella's dad.
So just sparkly vampire team.
Yeah.
Dopey sneezy Doc.
Oh god, why did the vampires glitter in the sun? Like, why is it's not even an issue then? They should die in the sun. You know what's a good vampire movie? The Sam Neill movie, which is called Daybreakers? Daybreakers. That's a good vampire movie. I wonder if anyone makes Twilight minis. I'm sure someone does.
Where's ZNubiQ?
Daywalkers.
I'm sure ZNubiQ has them saved somewhere.
Don't insult my turbo shift paints that way. Ooh, you know what? I take it all back. You know what's the best? You know what's the best vampire movie? Blade. Starring Wesley Snipes. Love Blade. It's so great. Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. What does that even mean? That's the end of the movie. Supposedly, the director wasn't great at writing dialogue, and so often Wesley Snipes would just ad-lib. And one day, during production, Wesley Snipes just said that line, and the director was like, "That's the coolest thing I've ever heard. It's going in the movie." Small Heart of Drafts. You knew Wesley Snipes? You didn't give him the tax information, did you? I think the best vampire movie is From Dusk Till Dawn. From Dusk Till Dawn is pretty epic. I really like From Dusk Till Dawn. It's a one movie, 1 minute, and then it's a whole different movie. Small Heart of Drafts. Yep. Well, Small Heart of Drafts. Don't take financial advice from him. Yeah. From Dusk Till Dawn is one of the very few movies where
Bitch. That's a burp,
oh
bitch.
my god.
Just so you know.
Where it's one of the very few movies where George Clooney looks young. In the movie, George Clooney plays George Clooney, but then his brother is like a sociopath murderer with a foot fetish, and of course it's played by Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino plays himself in the role. Now, I don't want to hear anyone say they don't believe in vampires, because I don't fucking believe in vampires, but I believe my own eyes, and what I see around me are fucking vampires. Oh, George. Oh, George, you Clooney. Blade implies he's pretending. That's very true. Yeah, I think that was our first glimpse at the real Tarantino. You know, it's a really good Tarantino that a lot of people haven't seen because it's a short film. There's a movie called 4 Rooms with 4 little kind of one act stories, directed by 4 different pulp filmmakers, and Tarantino has the 4th and final movie, and it's really, really good. I think you can watch the entire thing on YouTube. It's like 11 minutes. It's really, really good. I think it's one of the best things he's ever done. I mean, it's no Django Unchained, which is perfection. And then Hateful Eight, which is close to perfection. Four Rooms is great with Tim Roth. Yes! I need to watch Four Rooms again. Although I remember the only story that's amazing is the Tarantino one. If you like anthology films, I highly recommend The Ballad of Buster Scruggs and The Animatrix. I love Animatrix. I have not seen The Ballad of Buster Scruggs yet, but maybe in a couple of years when I can watch movies again, I'll check it out. Love The Animatrix, though. Very
gave
cool.
Up movies for Lent.
Yeah. I think aren't the Wachowski sisters working on a new Matrix? Matrix 4? Oh, did the Coen brothers direct The Ballad of Buster Scruggs? Neat, I love them. Tarantino also directed 1 minute of Sin City. Huh. I wonder which minute.
Probably the best minute.
Papillon. TY for the Hangout stream. Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Gilgar Void. I have my reservations about another Matrix film. I want it to be good, but I don't know. While it probably will be better than Matrix 2 and 3. Which I think Matrix 2 and 3 make a really good sequel. But individually, they're not... There's a lot you could trim. The minute where he's hallucinating the dead guy talking to him through the cut throat. Yep. Man, remember when Elijah Wood was in that movie? Was in Sin City as like a psycho killer?
Yeah.
Kilgore is typing a massive comment to you, Jay. Some of the does he not like me not loving? I like the Matrix 2 and 3. Some of the CGI in Matrix 2 and 3 look horrible compared to the first movie. Yeah, I think the first movie, it's a little bit of like the Jurassic Park effect. Like, they didn't know what they could do, and so they made absolutely sure they could pull it off. Whereas I think Matrix 2 and 3, they kind of just planned on things working. And so some stuff, like the Agent Smith fight, looks a little bad in some spots. Neo flying really fast with, like, cars and stuff floating behind him looks kind of weird. I will say one of the coolest things about Sin City, despite their massive fight scene, Elijah Wood and Mickey Rourke didn't meet until the premiere. Bigger budget is great, but maybe more cooks in the kitchen and all that. Yeah. Yeah, there's too much going on with Matrix 2 and 3. Matrix 1, though, is a perfection. Matrix 1 is one of the best movies ever made. So it's going to be really hard to follow that. And I think they did a job. I adore The Matrix's world building, and I thought 2 and 3 did a good job of adding more weirdness to the series. Yes, that is correct.
I mean, I would say Cars 2 is the best movie.
Cars 2 is pretty damn good. Yeah, oh, Matrix is so good. Like every frequently I'm watching Matrix clips on YouTube. Yeah, the highway fight on top of the trucks makes up a lot of the shortcomings in Matrix Reloaded. That is a pretty darn good fight. Yeah, there's a lot to like. There's a lot of individual scenes in those movies in 2 and 3 that are very good. I don't know about the rave that kind of turns into an orgy.
I mean, that's the best part.
The concrete pillar in the first Matrix is my kill team.
Well, now it's not so secret.
Didn't they build 1.5 kilometers of highway for that scene? I think I heard that they did. I think they had like a runway or something, and then they just added in like the walls and the on and off ramps and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty cool how they filmed it. I never quite understood like things like the Merovingi and the Keymaster and the twins, or what was happening. I never said it was a secret kill team. I've been revealing all the key players for weeks. That is true.
I get it. How dare you say that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my God, the Matrix 1 is perfect in every way. Welcome to the desert of the real. What's he doing? He's beginning to believe. And everyone forgets one of the most interesting scenes in the whole movie is when Agent Smith is talking to Morpheus, and he says that this is not the original Matrix, and that the original Matrix was perfection, and potentially was the Garden of Eden, but humanity rebelled against it, and so now they made an imperfect world of the Matrix. And that's the world that does the best at keeping humanity docile. And I think that's a really interesting idea that they came up with. Apparently, Sean Connery was supposed to be Morpheus originally, but he turned it down because he couldn't understand the plot. Well, thank God he turned it down, because Lawrence Fishburne is amazing as Morpheus. Welcome to the desert of the real. Yes. There's also a really cool theory that Zion is also part of the Matrix, hence why Neo can do all the crazy things in Zion, despite those abilities only being possible in the Matrix. Does he do crazy stuff in Zion? I thought he did crazy stuff. The only crazy thing he does in the real world is he turns off some Sentinels. He doesn't do any flying or anything in Zion. Which I never quite understood how he was able to turn the Sentinels off either. But... and I also didn't quite get how he defeated Smith. I didn't really understand 2 and 3. You know what though? I kind of get what's the name of the bad guy in the first Matrix movie? The turncoat. I kind of get where he's coming from, wanting to be in the Matrix versus eating instant oatmeal on Morpheus's crappy ship. Like it's like you pick living on an Earth where there's no sun and robots are using humans as batteries that barely power anything, or you get to live in normal Earth where you can eat food and do stuff. He infected him with the virus of humanity. It's true, but yeah. Yeah, there was something up with Smith for a long time. What if there is a Matrix inside the Matrix? Inception crossover. You know what movie I don't think holds up? Inception. It's okay. It was
my boss's favorite movie. And I asked, can you explain what happens in it to me, please?
I don't think I can explain what happens. Okay, so...
And he never could.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you just have to get it if you just watch it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm a dum-dum.
Yeah, I watched it not too long ago. It's okay. It's kind of cool. What boat horns don't do it for you in 2020? Bwom. Bwom. I didn't like that, like, clear, like, the, what's his name? Who's Leonardo DiCaprio is, like, the worst person for the job. Like, supposedly he's the best man for the job. But all he does throughout the entire movie is nearly get everyone killed. Because he can't get his mind off of his ex-wife. Or his late wife.
Yeah. I have the same problem.
I love the power move when Ken Watanabe has when they need a plane, so he buys the whole airline. And he says, I thought it would be cleaner. Yeah, Ken Watanabe has infinite resources. Does he really have to hire this, like, ragtag group of heroes? Like, what? Also, weirdly, like, Kent Watanabe, so apparently he sends them on a mission first to test them, and they kill one of the guys who doesn't, like, he's not up to snuff. They kill that guy. That's how the movie opens, with one of DiCaprio's team members getting killed by, like, Kent Watanabe. And then I don't know, and then why did they have to get Mad Max and the other schmuck? What's his name?
I love how you do this. List other people from other things.
Mm-hmm.
There are other things that they've done.
Like they get the rest of the team together, which none of them matter except for Ellen Page, because Ellen Page is awesome. I don't even remember why they had to get her, because she can make mazes real good. And then the crux of the movie is they just have to get this guy to sell a company or to buy a company that no one cares about and no one even knows about. And at the end of the movie, I don't even want Leonardo DiCaprio to win in the end, because he's almost gotten everyone killed. I would love to see the credits list Ken Watanabe, Infinite Resource Guy, Leonardo DiCaprio, ex-wife, Guy, Ellen Page, cool maze lady. The other actor, that schmuck.
I don't know. You just have a thing with names.
I know, because I think of the movie faster than I think of the actor, and sometimes I think I can pull it off. Like everyone's seen Batman, so Batman shows up and. Christian Bale is Batman. See, but I thought of Batman way faster than I thought of Christian Bale. And then who's Mad Max? I figure it almost doesn't matter because I want people to be able to follow the story even though they don't know the actor. Yeah. So sometimes I just rush past it to get to the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. The names barely matter.
Yeah. Okay, let's open it up to the floor. Who's everyone's favorite Batman? I like Christian Bale as Batman. I don't love the Batman voice, but Bane is Mad Max. That is true. Mad Max was Mad Max. Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton was good. It's hard to say because like Michael Keaton is a good Batman, but his movies aren't as good. And Christian Bale was maybe a little bit of a boring Batman, but his movies were so good. Robert Pattinson. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go off of his Harry Potter performance as Cedric Diggory. That's what I'm gonna judge him off of. Ironically, Adam West. Of course, yeah, best Batman. Clearly Adam West. I think best Batman movie's gotta be Dark Knight. And don't get me started on how dumb Dark Knight Rises is as a title. Come on, you got Batman Begins. You got The Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises. Like, they might as well have named it Dark Knight Part 2. Mm-hmm. They were so scared that people would forget that Batman 3 is the sequel to Dark Knight that they had to call it Dark Knight Rises. What a dumb title. It's almost as dumb as Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too. Unpopular opinion, I love Christian Bale as Batman and Val Kilmer as Bruce Wayne. Ah, that's not bad. I can see that. Obviously, Michael Caine is the best Alfred. What do we do when we fall? Man, Michael Caine. What a good actor. I loved Michael Caine. He was perfect. He was perfect. You guys ever watch Get Carter? I don't think so. Yes, Morgan Freeman as Fox is amazing. An all-star cast. Absolutely epic cast for those Christian Bale Batman movies. Great seeing Caine as an unapologetic psychopath. Oh my goodness. There's a great movie with Michael Caine where he kind of plays a man pushed to the edge, and then he goes and he kills a bunch of gang members, or attempts to. It's kind of cool. It's like Denzel Washington has a series, his action series, where that's the premise, but he's like a ex-CIA super spy. Michael Caine is just an old man with a pistol. And he goes after those gang kids. Anne Hathaway was okay. Not as good as Halle Berry, obviously. But they didn't give her nearly as much to work with as as Halle Berry. You know, I think Catwoman is a so bad it's good. I mean, Catwoman has to learn her powers so she can take down an evil cosmetics company.
Beautiful story.
She has to take down an evil cosmetics company. You know, and they say there's no good roles for women in Hollywood. I like Halle Berry, though. And she actually went to the Razzies and accepted her Razzie for Catwoman.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's been a good sport.
And it was great. She gets up to the podium and she's like, well, really, I'd like to thank the directors and producers for putting me in that god-awful piece of shit movie. You ever looked into the history of some of these cosmetic companies? You'd want a superheroine to take them down, too. Catwoman is so bad, it's criminal. Yeah, it's super weird because the evil makeup they make, it makes your skin look gorgeous and like diamond tough. But if you stop putting on the makeup, it makes your skin fall off. Which I feel like is their plan for every woman in America to use this makeup and then be trapped using it? Because I feel like isn't the what's the company that like makes sure like products don't kill you?
FDA.
The FDA, isn't the FDA gonna step in and be like, yeah, your blush can't make people's skin fall off?
Maybe they're bribed too.
Ah.
Because they're putting it on.
Bryan Cranston as Commissioner Gordon. That would work. I loved Bryan Cranston for his 3 minutes on screen in Godzilla 2011, which of course they named Godzilla, because that's not going to get confusing.
Yeah. I'm not confused at all.
Stop naming movies the same name. The Thing and The Thing 2011.
The Day the Earth Stood Still.
The Day the Earth Stood Still. I thought he was going to bring a great human element to the movie, and then he died. Yeah, and then we're left with boring old Kick-Ass as generic soldier man who's always pretty darn close to the action, but not really in it. I would love to see a Batman series where Mark Hamill plays the Joker in real life, not just in voice. And then he badmouths the movie before it comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark.
That's always what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Look at those. Geez, we're gonna have to do another. We're gonna have to put up another vote soon.
That's true. Yeah, pretty darn soon. Boy, what am I gonna paint next? What am I gonna paint next? Could paint that EOD operator. That got 1 vote in the last one.
Craig Turpin.
Mm-hmm.
Her voice says squats.
Mark was justified in his bad mouthing. No, he wasn't. I don't think you should ever badmouth the movie. Why rain on people's parade before the movie's even come out? A lot of people, like me, love him in Star Wars 8. I love... Because, like, Luke beat the Emperor, what, when he was 26? Why would his life be perfect after that?
Ah, the Great Unclean One. That's your next model.
Ah, that'd be fun. It'd be hard to get that in frame. It's like the size of a grapefruit.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a fun model to play with some oils.
Mm-hmm. Dre Flores, I concur with Kilgore Void. Squats.
Squats.
Oh no. A small herd of giraffes.
Everyone wants squats. Better than the Great Unclean One. Ooh, you know what I almost bought? I probably should have bought one. They had the Space Marine Heroes Series 3, which is all custom
Squats.
Death Guard models. Or not Death Guard. Plague Guard? What is the name of a Nurgle Marines? They're unique Nurgle Marines. But they have a name.
Plague
Guard? Plague Knights? Death Trooper?
Plague Man?
I want to see some cabinet shading.
Plague Marines.
Plague Marines. Is that it? Is that it really? It's that simple? They're called Plague Marines?
It is.
That sounds right.
It is.
What is that army called? Death Legion?
Jesus Christ.
I know Thousand Suns is the Zinch.
Mm-hmm.
I know that.
Mm-hmm.
See, here's how you sound like you still know what you're talking about. If you have something you don't know, bring up something you do know.
I love that. That's pretty funny. That is the move.
Yeah. Death Guard.
Oh.
Isn't Death Guard Imperial Guard? Who are Chaos?
Nah. Why don't we know?
Or is it just a confusing name? Like, is it Death Guard, but they're talking about Space Marine, not Guard?
I'm confused. Isn't it Death Guard?
I think it is Death Guard. Not to be confused with Imperial Guard. Which I guess aren't the Imperial Guard, it's the Astra Militarum.
No, the Ass Guard. Yeah, Death Guard are Plague Marines.
Mm.
I think that they're cool.
Yeah. They look like they're really fun to paint.
Mm-hmm. I see a lot of people on Instagram painting them up, and they look like so much fun.
Mm.
Death Guard. I love that cute hanky on the dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute.
I remember for the longest time, my dog Yoda, who's a little dog named Yoda, we put a headband around his neck, and he loved it. But one day we took him for a walk, and at the end of the walk, he didn't have it anymore. It was so cute. It was a little red, white, and blue bandana, or not a bandana, like a red, white, and blue sweatband.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like a comfort thing, though. I should get him a new headband. Small herd of drafts. Do something with the Death Corpse of Krieg. I would like to. I would like to paint up one of the Death Corp guys on horseback. That's a really cool model. I think they're about $200 each. But I don't know, though. Maybe if I'm going to put a Forge World order to get some squats, then... It's too bad I can't buy it in the UK where the prices are cheaper.
Does anyone live in the UK?
Yeah. I wonder if could it possibly be cheaper to buy it in the UK and then have it shipped to America? Because it's significant. It's like 20% increase in price for America. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I almost feel like an Australian with those sorts of prices. Because Australians pay what, like 600% more?
I don't think we're allowed in the UK anymore.
No, that's true.
You probably can't go, but can I wonder if someone can ship you from there?
Yeah, you must be able to. Yoda painting stream when? I'm sure my dogs will end up in a video again soon.
Well, yeah. In fact, on Wednesday, one of your dogs, at least as a puppy, will end up in the video. Do you remember when the dog shot is?
I don't remember. I do not remember when the dog. Oh, I remember it now. I remember it. Yeah.
Yep.
I do have either a Krieg model or an STL variant that can be printed and sent if you wanted it for the stream. I think I'd rather have the real thing for the collection.
Mm-hmm.
A nice maybe like Krieg commissar on horse thing.
Mm-hmm.
It would scratch a little bit of a collecting itch for me.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably going to get discontinued one of these weeks, so. Because Forge World, they don't mess around. They just say, yep, we don't make this ever again.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get any warning. You don't get any last chances.
Let's have a Patreon post where you guys and the patrons post photos of their pets.
Aw.
That'd be very cute.
Jay, I hate to break it to you, but your dog was biding his time and waiting for the perfect opportunity to lose the headband. Ah, that's an interesting twist. He's not that smart, no.
He sure has fun though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my little Yoda. He was Baby Yoda before Baby Yoda was even a thing. Because he was a tiny, tiny puppy.
Mm-hmm. Jay's dog, Yoda, kill team win.
Speaking of Baby Yoda, what does everyone think of the new name? The Child? I have not been watching it. I'm gonna wait for it all to come out, and then I'm gonna get 1 month of Disney Plus, and just go through it all.
So no spoilers.
Yeah.
You should give it googly eyes.
I think there's like a bubble or something. There's a very slight miscast, I think, on mine, which, I mean, it's barely a miscast. It's just like what happens when you have a dog that's 1 inch tall wearing goggles.
SEM. Sim. Eons, I love your work. Greetings from Mexico.
Well, good to have you, SEM.
Sim. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay, well, that a little bit fixes it. It fixes it from certain angles.
Well, as Tom would say, does it look good 100 feet away?
I think it's going to look great 100 feet away.
Perfect. Done deal.
If the lenses are round, I would probably drill them out just slightly. You know, I find actually, if you want really, really, really good lenses, like, I think I actually put putty in there to make them flush so that I can just paint on top. Especially if I'm doing any sort of a glow effect. Because it's hard to make something look like it's glowing from, like, inside a hole. So you want to fill in that hole and then draw the glowy effect on the like the flush outside. I'm not sure if I should paint my knight like my Iron Warriors, where I'm using it to give it a more basic knight scheme for future use in a knights only army. Ooh, you know what you could do? Maybe you paint him as like a generic renegade knight that happens to be working for the Iron Warriors, but on one shoulder you painted up all sorts of Iron Warriors, so like hazard stripes and then the Iron Warriors symbol, as if, like, you know, he's fighting in like a 100-year campaign with these Chaos Space Marines, and so they've painted one shoulder so that, like, they can recognize him as one of theirs. That could be neat. Doom.
Chat opinion on drilling barrels?
Do it. Sometimes though, you don't even need to drill them.
What did Dana Howell's? Dana Howell's viewers never let her forget.
Oh, does she not drill the barrels? She a filthy daughter? Just puts a black dot on the barrel. What's your guys' opinion on Fallout Wasteland Warfare? Is it worth trying? Terrain building must be fun. Is that what I'm painting right now? Because I have no idea if the game is good or anything. Kilgore Void. I don't know. Sometimes I think barrel drilling is a waste of time. I think often physically using a drill on the barrels is a waste of time. But what's not a waste of time usually is you take your X-Acto knife, you poke a hole right in the middle, and then you just spin until you have a nice little barrel dent. I do that a lot, and it works perfectly. And it takes, 1 second. Also, PCB drill bits are really, really sharp, and those will cut through plastic like nobody's business.
Monkey business.
Yeah. Monkey see, monkey do. Monkey pee all over you.
Something about monkeys jumping on a bed.
Like, what was it? Like 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One got his head cut off in the ceiling fan.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, if that's the game I'm playing, the Fallout Wasteland miniatures, models are gorgeous. Definitely train building sounds like fun because you get to kind of build little scenes from the game. Probably I'll never play it in my life.
But you play war games so often.
Oh, all the time. Mm-hmm. I've played almost an entire turn of Kill Team.
Yeah.
Yeah, people get the miniatures just for the beauty of the models. The game itself doesn't seem to have a big community.
Do you play the game, or are you thinking about playing the game?
What is going on with this base?
That's a lot.
I think it's just dirt.
Thinking about it, but I'd rather get into Kill Team.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Kill Team is thebomb.com.
You know. After your one game.
Well, I've read the rules and I can imagine a game. That's what I'm basing it off of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's one thing I don't like about Kill Team? That a nerve test decides if you're shaken. It should be called a shaken test.
Ah, yeah.
Also, Kill Team is almost a bad name. It should probably be called Command Roster. Because that's really the thing. Because you pick who you're playing with, and you pick the mission, and then you build a Kill Team out of your roster. Or maybe a roster should just be what a Kill Team is, and then a Kill Team is a team or something.
Yeah, but a kill Team is a cool name, though.
Kill Team is a really cool name.
You have a team that kills.
Yeah. It'd be really funny if you had a pacifist team.
Well, any team you play and I beat you, that's what you have. Well, with your filthy Tau.
How about Small Hammer? That's not bad.
Small Hammer.
I don't know why, but my brain immediately went to Small Hammer Shortcake, Small Hammer Shortcake.
What?
I don't know. It's just
that's the commercial for it.
It's just what was in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna speak my truth on this live stream.
I cannot be oppressed. You know what? You should run for office just to get the taxes lowered so you can import Games Workshop models in.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably imported for cheap already. It's just the price that GW charges. It's really, really high.
Mm-hmm. No, but you make Brit money, negative money.
Ah.
That's what you do. Brit bucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, funny money.
You should paint the bear and make it look like a Care Bear. Like
yeah, that's a really good idea. I was just thinking about, well, how am I going to paint a brown bear on brown floor? Yeah, I'm absolutely going to make him pink. And I'll paint like a little Care Bear thing on his belly.
Oh, the little heart.
Mm-hmm. I love, especially like little boutique models like this. I love when I get a sculpted base.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Or a Nuka-Cola bear. That's not a bad idea. I think a heart will read though. I don't know if I can paint Nuka-Cola small enough.
I still think you should do a kill team stream where the chat decides all your moves.
That could be really funny.
Does the Recruit Edition box allow to build a decent kill team list?
Probably not. But I mean, Kill Team isn't that expensive. I don't know. Space Marine Intercessors and Necron Warriors. I feel like that wouldn't be a very fun kill team.
You'd probably be better off buying other things.
Yeah.
Or buying some boxes separately.
Mm-hmm. Still think you guys should do a kill team stream where the chat decides all the moves. I wonder, and then like, so the chat decides all the moves. That'd be funny. So it's like there's just like a beautiful shot lined up, and then the chat's like, you know what? I'm gonna not
Run
shoot.
away.
Yeah, run away.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet, other than the Warriors. The models aren't in the Kill Team roster. You can proxy the Space Marines for Firstborn Vets and the like, though. That's true. I don't think there's rules out for Assault Intercessors yet.
What if if we were able to, we had. It depends on, I guess, how many Patreon people want to play.
Mm-hmm.
What if we had like 2 or 3 people on each of our sides, so the Patreon people were controlling us?
That would be fun. The only thing that would be really tricky is movement.
Yeah, that's true. We'd have to pin a small herd of giraffes and Kilgore Void against each other.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe the only thing that you and I control is the movement, and the chat decides everything else.
That'd be fun.
It's Lord of the Flies all over again. Nick's Custodes rolled to urinate himself. All right, so this Space Marine's gonna fire his plasma gun. Nope, he rolled a 1. or you just make someone keep spending command points until they roll the 1 for plasma.
Yeah.
Peace was never an option.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I bought this this beautiful new color, Warlord Purple. I'm loving it.
Mm.
It's a very, very, very saturated, like,
Whoa,
violet.
that's a fun color.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see if I can, like, because, like, you know, the go-to colors are black, brown. I just want to play with some colors. See if I don't know, maybe throwing a green in there.
Mm-hmm.
Blues.
Small herd of giraffes. I'm envisioning an extended episode of The Three Stooges.
Jay spends command points to send his Tau Fire Warriors to go get snacks for the rest of the team. see. We'd probably set up. How would we film it? We'd
We would,
probably have this cam be the overhead.
Oh yeah, then we'd have the nice cam. I don't know. We'd have the nice cam be an alternate shot.
Like of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we need a dice cam. Maybe we use my phone as a dice cam.
Yeah, if we could use it. We could use a phone. And I think we run it off my computer.
Mm-hmm.
I think my computer could handle it all. Damn, a 3-cam, and then we have Ben controlling the cams
Yeah.
and getting snacks and bringing beer.
Mhm.
But that's also a problem too. And you have
That's
to
true.
say when we have to drink, so we're just gonna be drunk the
God.
whole time. That'd be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how we would get the commands from the command center, or I guess our patrons.
Mm.
Wonder how we would do that. Because it'd be hard to
Good
follow the
question.
chat.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we have, if Ben would like to, he could be a moderator.
Hmm.
Maybe he reads the chat.
Yeah, that'd work.
Great, now I gotta go read the rules.
There's only like 16 pages of rules.
I mean, what's happening on, is anyone doing anything for New Year's Eve?
Ah, that's a great idea.
I know people have real traditions
That's
and stuff.
true.
I don't, though.
Nope.
Maybe open up a separate Patreon chat. Yeah, probably. Our tradition is to go to bed at around 9 p.m.
Yep.
But if you're doing a thing, I'll stay awake. Probably.
You should paint the teddy bear like the one from Breaking Bad. Yeah, remember all season long being like, what the heck is with this purple bear? And then the purple bear is because of a plane crash? Because of a butterfly effect? In all of Breaking Bad, I think that's the one thing that doesn't land quite as hard as it maybe should have. Because, like, I assumed the bigger, like, if they're talking about the bigger ramifications of what Walter White does, I think the bigger ramifications is he sells meth. Not that his actions might lead to an airplane hitting another airplane. Mm-hmm. Also, I understand, people have explained it to me, why that makes perfect sense, why a plane would hit another plane. But, like, couldn't you go up, down, left, or right to avoid a plane collision?
I have to ask my uncle who's a pilot.
Houston, there is another plane coming at us. Or no, that's NASA. What do they say? What do airplanes say? Tower?
Yeah. I think so.
Tower, we got another plane coming at us. We're gonna collide in 35 minutes. So may we divert, please?
ATC. SEM. I really liked your video on 40K bikes. Very, very interesting to see a review on the history of models with an honest style. No dumb gimmicks like the other channels. Is this an ongoing series?
It probably will be. I just have to get and paint more things.
Yeah. Well, definitely the jet bike.
Yeah, the jet bike for sure.
That's gonna be something. Yeah, that was a really good video. I think that's my favorite video we've ever done.
Maybe both planes were in the same direction. But if that were true, then the planes had even longer to react. Because worst case scenario was head on, where both planes are moving very quickly towards each other. But if both planes were flying alongside each other and then slowly drifted into one another, I feel like that's even dumber. Like the passengers, they hit the flight attendant button, and then they're like, do we have to worry about that other plane 5 feet away? I feel like that's not normal.
That's what I think about it.
Head on, apply directly to plane crash.
The only thing left to do is to paint the rim of the base black.
No, there's more things to do. I'm just doing that now because it's a nice thing I can get done right before we wrap up.
I just like to say that. It's my favorite saying.
Mm-hmm.
That should be a shirt. I'd wear that shirt. Ever be like rim job? What's a rim? Head on, apply directly through the forehead. Is that just Tiger Balm? Like, what is head on? Oh, Kilgore Void asks quite the question. Are we getting any EOB merch for the holidays?
I mean, probably not for these holidays.
Not for these holidays.
But eventually, we got plans.
I bet that could be maybe after the new year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything is going to become great in the new year.
That's because that's what happens, right? You make New Year's resolutions and you keep to them.
Yeah. They all work out easily. You find the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just slow down and find the time. EOB hats and shirts.
What I was thinking was not like a shirt that says EOB, because who would care? But like have a cool piece of art about wargaming and painting that like anyone who hobbies would like, and it just so happens to also say EOB somewhere on it, like EonsOfBattle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want my Nick is also here hoodie. And the one that you started to work on is quite the amazing inside joke.
Yeah.
That people would love. Small-hearted giraffes. I want our ask about our kill teams mug.
That's a good one.
That's really funny.
Okay, guys, I think we gotta wrap it up soon. Because I'm fading fast.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say at 12:40.
Yeah.
We'll, click the old end stream button. Mm-hmm. But look at these fun guys.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna put. Wow, this one's base actually looks really good on camera. It does not look as quite as nice in person, but I think all of these bases are going to get some pigment.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dog, I think, is going to get some grass tufts.
Mm-hmm. That's looking good.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I might put some scale bricks on this one, because I have some nice-looking scale bricks. done in less than a week too. Well,
Yeah.
they're not done yet, but we'll probably get there.
Mm-hmm.
These models feel super quick. Well, all three of these guys are probably the same size as like Captain Badrock's banner and gun. Badrock is a huge model. Here, let me go get Badrock.
Yeah, I have him. Wait, no.
Oh, damn it. Do you?
No, you have him.
Yeah, I have
gave
him.
Him back to you.
Yeah.
Gave him back to you. Oh, hilarious. Oh boy, good old looking for stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here's Badrock, and here's the Vault Dweller.
Yeah, it's tiny. I think it looks deceptively huge on camera.
Yeah. Here, do I have a coin on me?
You have
I do
banana?
not. I do not have a banana. What do I have? Good scale. I have a pencil. So here's a number 2 pencil, and then the Fallout miniature.
Yeah, it's tiny.
The 40K models are Super 28s, if I recall. Yes, I think the term is heroic 28 mil.
It looks deceptively huge on camera. That's what she said.
Yes, classic.
Yeah, I think you should keep the picture of the dog, like, up for all streams.
Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty funny.
Why is there a picture of a dog? I don't know. I like it.
They look like they'd be maybe a little smaller than the Sister of Battle. They might be taller. The thing is that these guys are like properly scaled. So this guy is actually probably a little shorter than a Primaris, just a little bit shorter than a Space Marine, but his proportions are correct. He doesn't have like a giant gun and really fat arms and legs and...
Small herd of giraffes. Put a picture of Yoda up.
I got some good ones, but I don't think I have any on my computer.
Mm-hmm. And it's getting late.
It is getting late. I mean, canonically, Space Marines are probably horrific to look at out of their armor. That's true. Yeah, they're like as wide as they are tall. You know what? I think I might put a little bit of this Agro's Dunes on the wood base.
SEM. Good night, everybody. The stream got a nice paint job and a nice community. Aw, yeah. You should join back whenever you can. What's that Vault Dweller booty looking like, though?
Oh, it's good. It's good. That's some of my best freehanding.
Yeah. Booty handling.
Well,
yeah,
if it looks like this when it's dry.
Yeah, that's awesome. We'll show off the little booty. That'll be the last thing.
Yeah, here for the people who stuck all the way to the end. Let me get a nice close up of. I gotta refocus. All right, that should be.
Ah, look at that booty. Yeah. That's pretty good.
I had to paint some cheeks on there.
And at the end, we got to see the end. Yeah, Dragon Slayer Ronin, you should come back. Come back soon.
Mm-hmm.
That fantas.
All right. On that note, guys,
Jesus
good night.
Christ.